a lot of it is just simply being available.
Yeah.
Raise your hand and say, I have time, I have talent, or I have treasure.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have all three of those. But it's if you make yourself available, you'll find yourself, there's no shortage of opportunity.
Yes. Throughout life and college, and then starting this company, I've realized, and I have the self-awareness that really one of my biggest assets has been you and Mom as a resource, asking for advice, many times just using you as a soundboard to talk out loud and have someone help guide me to some of these decisions. And so I've always felt like, man, this is a great resource that I have available, but this is not something so many kids have. And I've always thought those in the foster care system or orphans, are missing that. And I've wanted to help those individuals out. And so I would say it started for me in December 2021, I want to say, was the first year we took a big step towards trying to just get more involved with that community. And it's the holidays, and we got our whole team together, and we went to Walmart and a couple of skate shops and whatever, and we spent $100,000, over $100,000 on getting Christmas toys for Arizona foster children.
Yeah, I wasn't here for that, but I saw the video, and these shopping cart, like 18 or 20 shopping carts, rows of loaded.
Yeah, and I'm just so hyping it. And we didn't give the store any heads up that we were going to clear the shelves. We cleared out the shelves in December. And so then we grab all the presents, we bring them back to the office we're in today, and then we had a wrapping party, and people brought their spouses and their friends and whatever, and we wrapped presents and everything, and it was really special. So yeah, that was one of our first experiences. Now, that partnership was with this organization called Arizonans for Children.
Yeah.
And when I was working with them to organize everything, they asked for me to actually join the board there.
Sure.
So for the last couple of years now, I've been on the board for Arizonans for Children, kind of bringing this new flavor to it and being very, very involved. So they have a program, and it's really cool. And if you're in the Arizona area or anywhere, there's programs like this that exist where you can sign up and work with a Arizona foster child and be a mentor to them. And you go, you help them with their homework, take them out for fun, just spending quality time with them. So I get paired up with this one young man, and we instantly hit it off. And we have so much fun. I'm helping him with his homework, helping him get his grades up. We're going to Suns games. We're going to the bowling alley. And, he's calling me just asking for advice and all this stuff. And he told me how he had never experienced like a proper Christmas. And it's like, what? No. And he's like, yeah, just like never like came down and whatever. And it's like, and I think at this point he was 17. And we had been working together, him and I, for probably a year at that point, I think. And I remember calling you and Mom and be like, I want to bring him to the house in Minnesota. And so I worked with Arizonans for Children and the state, and I'm like, I want to fly with him to Minnesota, and I want him to be part of our Christmas. And so he comes out to Minnesota. He's never seen snow before, never been on frozen water, like never fished, like all this fun stuff. It's the very first time. And he has a blast. You and Mom are making him feel at home. We're cooking for him and whatever. And then Christmas Day, obviously very special.
Yeah, and all of our family there, and he got a ton of presents.
Yeah, he remember more than anybody.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. And I remember taking him out ice fishing.
Yeah.
And it was super cold that day, and the wind was blowing. And he was freezing, but he had the best time.
Yeah.
That's just one of the joys of that time with him.
Yeah.
Was to experience the lights, and sometimes things you take for granted are just so new and so fresh. And it gave me this new appreciation for some of the simple things in life.
Yeah.
Like, hey, a roller coaster ride or ice fishing or
Opening presents on Christmas.
Yeah,
right?
or just spending time with family. We sat at a campfire in the summer. You brought them up in the summertime.
Yeah.
And sitting by the lake and having a campfire, it's like, that was such an incredible time with him.
Yeah.
And just one of the joys of my life, actually.
So it really felt like, I in a form had a little brother in a way. And I felt a lot of responsibility because he wanted to go into the military, actually. And what was really unfortunate is when he was in his transitional housing, he was actually shot and killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, that was,
emotional time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because for the entire family, because we all at that point had relationships with him.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember that phone call. And we heard that news, and a lot of broke down into tears.
Well, I remember being like, why didn't I just adopt him?
Right.
Why didn't...
I think a lot of people had that conversation internally. Like,
Yeah.
There were actually worse conversation when he was 17 and 16 about adopting him.
Yeah. But we had felt like he was already becoming part of the family, and he was about to go and do these things, and it was just heartbreak and frustration and guilt. And I remember really having an initial tough time with it. But then I went to the funeral, and they really reiterated to me that the best moments of his life were the moments that he was spending with me. I think it's about 2% of foster children go into some form of higher education, and only a quarter of them actually graduate and make it through it. And it was LJ that inspired me, and this is another thing we did to get more involved with the foster care program, was trying to pay for their education. And so we partnered with a university out here, and we said, all right, we want to take 12 Arizona foster children, and we want to pay for their room and board, their summer housing, all their food, their textbooks, all their supplies. We want to pick up a tab. And we had our first student graduate from that program this year, where that one young lady,
she's a nurse.
Right? And she was able to benefit from the scholarship and fund we had created.
In a lot of ways, you get back more than you ever put in, right?
Totally.
But by experiencing life, or moving you in a certain direction, there's so much value in that support structure. Having people around you to kind of help you through those tough things and help guide and direct you, and you can listen to them or not listen to them. You end up making your own decisions.
I would just challenge our community to be curious of, how can I be of service to this? That's one of the pillars of Lectric, is this idea of selfless service. We run this company, the way we design and spec the products that we do, the way we serve our customers, the way we work as a team, we try to have this ideology of selfless service. Well, we want that to bleed outside of the world of business. And I think working with great organizations and doing the hard things could be a fantastic way to not only give back, but be a great representation of what this community is and what we're trying to grow and become.
Yep.